All my life, I was the afterthought. My sister Eliza was the center of our parents' universe, the miracle baby they spent years trying to have. I came along just a year later, unplanned, unwanted, and they never let me forget it. If I cried, I was dramatic. If she cried, poor Eliza. If I got a better grade, it was because I was lucky. Her B's were proof of effort. Even my birthday cake was always her favorite, every single year. When we were teenagers, things got worse. Eliza had no friends, so my parents decided I wasn't allowed to have any either. I literally overheard my mom say,
"It's not fair that Eliza's alone while her sister gets invited everywhere."
Eliza became obsessed with controlling my life. She spread rumors, lied about my boyfriends, and even flirted with them, and when they rejected her, she accused them of cheating. Guess who our parents believed every time? And when I got engaged to the one person who truly loved and believed in me, Eliza decided that was the moment to make my life about her one last time. She demanded to walk down the aisle in a wedding dress, before me. She wanted the pictures, the dress, the spotlight. But this time, I was ready. My parents tried for years to have a child and finally had Eliza, their miracle. She was doted on endlessly. I was born only a year later, and from what I've pieced together, I was an accident they weren't happy about. From as early as I can remember, I wasn't the priority. If Eliza broke a vase and blamed me, I was grounded. If she wanted something, even if it was mine, it became hers. They made it seem like I was selfish just for existing. On my 7th birthday, I asked for a strawberry cake. They got chocolate because Eliza hated strawberries. Then she got to blow out the candles. I remember once I told them I got invited to a sleepover. My dad immediately said,
"Is Eliza invited too?"
When I said no, he replied,
"Then you're not going either. It wouldn't be fair."
In high school, Eliza became increasingly bitter. Her toxic behavior pushed people away, and soon she had no friends. That turned into a new punishment for me. I wasn't allowed to have any either. When I got invited to a school dance, my parents told me,
"You're too young to date."
Eliza had gone to the same dance the year before. When I got my first boyfriend, I kept it quiet, but eventually my parents insisted I bring him over. Big mistake. Eliza came out in short shorts, sat way too close to him, and told him how much better she was than me. When he rejected her, she cried to my parents and claimed he came on to her. My parents called me irresponsible and forbid me from seeing him again. It happened again and again, until I just stopped trying. With no social life and constant guilt tripping, I dove into books. Studying was my only escape. I worked in silence, aiming for scholarships because I knew my parents wouldn't pay for college. Sure enough, when Eliza got accepted into a mid-tier college with no scholarship, my parents paid for everything. Tuition, rent, even weekly allowances. When it was my turn, they said, "We're out of money. You should get a job." But I had already secured a full scholarship. I posted it on social media with a big thank you to my parents, just to make it public and trap them. For a moment, they played along and pretended to be proud, until Eliza found out. Then everything changed again. When I met Leo, he saw right through everything. He was kind, supportive, and absolutely ruthless when it came to injustice. He was the kind of person who didn't let things slide. When we got engaged, we decided on a small ceremony in my hometown to accommodate my extended family. My parents insisted on meeting him. I was hesitant. Leo wasn't. He went in with a hidden recorder. When he came back, he looked amused and disgusted.
"You're not gonna believe this,"
he said. They had offered to pay for the wedding, but only if Eliza got to walk down the aisle first, in a wedding dress, at our wedding, because younger sisters shouldn't marry before the older one. Instead of blowing up, Leo pretended to agree.
"I'll talk to her,"
he told them, adding I was too emotional to be told ahead of time. That way, if I reacted badly, it wouldn't ruin the family moment. They ate it up. From there, we turned the whole thing into an operation. My parents thought they were manipulating me, but we were manipulating them. They paid for high-end food, flowers, decorations, all things we pretended to settle for so Eliza could upgrade them behind our backs. We hired security, kept everything verbal, no messages, no emails. Leo painted himself as a controlled fiancé while secretly running the whole revenge mission. They planned to have Eliza enter first, just before me, so it'd be too late to stop her. But when she showed up at the entrance in a full bridal gown, she met a brick wall, a bodyguard who refused her entry. My father was waiting at the altar when I entered. His jaw dropped. He got a call from Eliza and walked off. One of my friends yelled out, "He said it wasn't supposed to be you!" Gasps filled the venue. Leo's dad took my arm, and I walked down the aisle to a stunned audience. Outside, Eliza was on the ground screaming. My mom was yelling. My dad was trying to argue with security. Guests were leaving to see what was happening. Some filmed it. My family, after years of gaslighting and abuse, was finally exposed. When they tried to blame Leo, he smiled and said,
That's absurd. Why would I ever agree to something like that?
They had no proof. He even said he'd sue for defamation. Eliza later messaged me with a meltdown, said Leo was cheating on me, accused him of seducing her. He posted it all in our family group chat, along with her unhinged rants and threats. My relatives took our side. We haven't heard from them since. For years, I thought the best I could do was survive them. But thanks to Leo, I got to win, not just once, but on the one day they most wanted to steal. I didn't just marry the love of my life. I buried the narrative they wrote for me.